What's up, guys? This episode is brought to you by our friends at Bubba Coos Burritos, our go-to spot for building better burritos.
Absolutely, guys. And don't forget to use promo code CHAMP15 that gives you 15% off your entire order, online only.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, FE. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
What's up, Raj?
What's up, buddy? My kid's first day of school today.
Oh, yes. Mine as well. Mine
Yeah.
as well.
So, well, yours have been it. For me, Milani went into second, so obviously she was in last year,
Right.
for first grade. So she started second grade. She actually repeated first grade, so she did first grade twice and nailed it out the park the second time around. First time around was during COVID, so it was a real nightmare. It was this hybrid schedule, and
Yeah, fuck all that.
she couldn't adjust. It was too, and she didn't do horrible. She didn't do great, so we had to make a decision. We held her back.
Kind of what we did ours.
Repeated first grade last year and top of her class, so it was a good move, right? In hindsight, it was a good move. So she started second grade today, and for the first time, Grayson went to school today with her, right? He's 6.
Same place.
He went, same school, but he went into first grade. Skipped kindergarten because he did an extra year of ABA. He was doing like 40+ hours a week ABA. So it was a big day for him. So I wanted to go, but I was covering for another guy today. I couldn't be there for them to get on the bus. Plus, it's like an hour, like 50 minutes away to Mom's house. But I was talking to her all morning. We were talking, and he did really well. Super excited. But when he got on the bus, he thought Mom was getting on the bus with him.
Get out.
So yeah, it was a little stumble there. But she said, I'm gonna just follow him to school, make sure everything goes well. And she kind of kept me in the loop all day. And then we had an email chain going with the teacher, just saying, is he good? And she's like, he's doing great. So
awesome.
It was a good day, man. It was a good day.
That's awesome, yeah.
Yep.
I got Frankie in 8th, Tino in 7th, and Navi in 2nd.
That's crazy, man. 3. So
I got my 2 boys in the same school.
So high school next year then.
For my oldest, Francesco.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a big adjustment. How did you transition with that?
Myself?
Yeah, from going from so for me,
okay.
It's K to 8. There's no middle school in Maine where I go. I'm in a small town. It's different living when you live in a small town, but it's typically you get those middle schools when you're in bigger regional areas, right? So for me, it was kindergarten. I went to one school from kindergarten right to 8th grade, and then I went right into high school. And again, 7 different towns went to my one high school.
Yeah, it's nuts.
7 towns went to one high school, and there was still only about 350 kids in the whole school. But regardless, that transitional period for me, I was super excited to go. I was super pumped. This is back 100 years ago when I was a freshman when I got my driver's license, at the end of my freshman year. So
really?
Permit, I should say. Permit, yeah. I was 15 when I got my permit.
Oh, because, I'm thinking.
Not driver's license, permit.
Jersey 17 for driver's license. That's what
back then. I think it's now 16, maybe even 17 in Maine. But so back then when I got it. So I was excited for all that. But what messed me up was I was a really, really good, I was never a great athlete. I played all sports because my parents wanted me to play. So I played. But I didn't excel. Baseball was probably my sport. I was a decent pitcher. But anyway, academically, I was a really, really good student in grammar school. Like really good student. Yeah, no,
that's
really.
Fucking holy cow.
Yeah, really good student. K to 8, really good. But teachers don't really care in high school if you make the grade. They don't care. They're there to teach, and if you want to pay attention, you can. If you want to put your head down on the desk and go to sleep, you can. As long as you're not.
What do you mean though?
Disrespect.
You were a good student, so.
Right, but I just kind of lost the drive. I feel like the teachers in grammar school were a little more focused on keeping me on top of the class and paying attention and focused. And high school teachers didn't care that much. And now I'm in there with all these different students I didn't know. I was kind of like the class clown. I like to show off and make jokes and do funny. And I kind of lost my focus on academics. But it was fairly simple back then too, academically. They had 2 different courses they offered, right? 3. I'm sorry. They had like a general, which was you could get your diploma, and it was
high school.
Yeah, it was all the things you needed, right?
Okay.
Like a general class. I forget what they called it. And then there was college bound, which were all the harder classes,
College prep,
calculus,
right, I guess, yeah.
calculus, plus, and
I never did any of that, but go ahead.
all that stuff in high school, which were the harder classes.
Right.
And then you had what we called, I'm sure it had a different name, but we called it hammers and nails class, which was like trade school. You know what I mean? You could
That was a different place. We had that at a different place.
It was a different place, but part of it was they had like a shop, at our school. But then you would take a bus and you would go down to Machias, I think it was, and they had a much bigger, more elaborate, and you could learn carpentry skills and all that, which is probably in hindsight what I should have done. And a bunch of my friends did that, but I didn't do that. I took fucking college bound for 4 years because that's what my parents wanted me to do.
Because when you were in grade school, because you're good at shapes.
Because and I sucked.
Colors. And then when it started getting a little tough.
Exactly. Trigonometry sucked. But so I didn't do very good in high school at all. I graduated, but barely graduated, and I never went to college.
Could you have gotten to college? Could you have gotten out of college?
Oh yeah, you could have gotten it. Yeah, I mean, I could have got into like a basic college. Nothing good. No.
But you could have if you wanted.
Probably could have got into some
community college and then worked your way if you wanted to.
Right, exactly.
You had no aspirations for that.
No, the only thing I did to further my education at all was because my father owned the oil, the heating business, the oil business up there. Was I went to a Voc Tech school for one summer. I did a summer class and got my journeyman oil burner license. But other than that. That was it. That was the only further education. By the time, so I graduated, it would have been 93. It would have been June of 93, right? By February of 94, I was in Alaska working on a fishing boat. So
wow, it's not like you were doing nothing.
Yeah, no. So I went right into the family business, and then that opportunity came up, and I heard what kind of money you can make, and I jumped on it. So I did that, and yeah, I just assumed I would fall into the family business. End up taking over my dad's business, and that would be that. Now, I do work in the same industry still. I pretty much do what I did for my dad, but Maine living wasn't for me, man. I ended up leaving. I love it back there. I think it's beautiful. I'll never say a bad word about it. I respect the people back there so much and the way of life back there and all that, but the fucking winters are long, bro.
Winter's long here, so if they're fucking saying they're long there, jeez.
So, no regrets, but that's I probably would have never ended up in Jersey if my parents didn't divorce. My parents were married 25 years, got divorced. My mom's from Glen Rock originally.
Mm-hmm. And where's Glen Rock? South Jersey?
Glen Rock is north. It's probably the girls exit 150 Belleville, and it's just a little north of that. So maybe 155. Well, that's Wayne area. I don't know, somewhere in that area though, right? It's not a very big town, but I actually drove by my grandparents' house like a couple weeks ago, and it looks same as I remember it. Obviously, new people live there now, but
no.
Yeah. So, but the neighborhood looks the same as I remember when I was a kid, right? So yeah, but if my parents hadn't divorced, I would have never ended up here. My mom had relocated to Toms River because her parents had relocated to Toms River to a retirement home after my parents had separated, and she was down here for about 5 years. My sister moved down shortly after and had a kid, and I came to visit my niece, and I never left. So yeah.
Did you go to the club when you were down here?
My sister took me one night to Philly, and then to Seaside one night, and it was the middle of the summer. It was like July, and I was just like, and that was like in the heyday. That was like in the heyday of Seaside.
You were in cowboy boots and shit?
I was probably in overalls and a flannel shirt, yeah, but I was just eyes this big, and I was like, oh my God. I think I was 21 at the time, so, so it was like culture shock, but in a good way. Like I was like
85.
I think a lot of people might be from my town might be like, I want no part of that. I wanted to be all part of it. You know what I mean? Now that was 90 or when I moved here. I moved here in October of 98, so it would have been the summer of 98. I was here visiting. Yeah.
Muzzle off.
Yes, sir.
I went camping this week with the fam.
I saw some pictures. Looked like fun.
It was cool, man. It was all right. Went down to the Bass River Park, Bass River State Park, and we're right on a lake. And I guess because they're doing construction, it says you can go out on a paddle board or canoe, but you can't swim. So I'm like, what happens if you fall in? Are you fucked?
Yeah, well, I don't understand. Explain that. You said they're doing construction to what?
The building there. They have like a rec building, I guess. I think there's no lifeguards because of that.
Oh, okay.
So you can't swim, but you can go on a paddleboard or a canoe. But if you fall in, you're fucked. You just gotta sink. You don't have to swim and shit.
That's crazy.
But it was cool. But we get, it was a good time actually. We all got chiggas, and I'm itching and shit like crazy, you know.
What are chiggers? I mean, I know they're a bug, but what exactly was it? Like
I don't know.
Is it so small you can't see it?
Yeah, I don't think you can see it, but I have like little red dots and I'm itching a little bit, not crazy, a little bit, and like most of my family, even like their ankles and stuff are itching and stuff. So, and I guess we got it in the woods, you know, in the woods with my no shoes on, probably. That's probably it. Yeah. And I think they said they crawl up.
Yeah.
So we checked Biggie, and he was fine, had nothing wrong with him. And then the next morning, I hear Tino, oh my God, Biggie's got 15 ticks on him. I'm like, what? So I go and take him outside. Dude, it looks like he has 15 fucking ticks. So I get tweezers. I squeeze them, but they pop like too easy. It's not a tick. So I looked it up. I think they're clover mites, right? He had like hundreds of them on him.
Really?
Hundreds, bro. So we put him in that trough I have. Yeah. Put him in there, filled it up like to his neck.
Wait, you brought that with you?
No, this is
when
back
you got
home.
Back.
This was like 2 days later. It's like this was this weekend. This was Saturday.
I got you.
Or it took us all Saturday or Sunday. It's like we came home on Thursday.
What do you put in it? Something other than water?
We were using at first I was getting apple cider vinegar. We read white vinegar, then peppermint oil, like everything. Then, you know, we went to the store, got some shampoo shit, got like one of those tick combs or flea combs. You know, it's going all over them. Got him. You know, we thought pretty good. After 2 washes, the next day I look again. He has hundreds all over him again. No way. Then Renee got him all of them off, and I think we finally got it. Dude, wild. But I looked it up. Like they don't infect humans, and they don't infest your house.
Really? Never heard of that.
Yeah, they're called clover mites. But they're the black clover mites. I think those little red things. You ever see those little red bugs?
Yeah.
Like I think those are kind of clover mites.
Like those little tiny, almost microscopic things you see crawling around in the thousands.
Yeah.
Someone told me that those things are what they make red dye out of. Is that true?
Oh fuck, I don't know.
Look that up, Andrew. Those little tiny microscopic.
But anyway, I don't know if maybe they're not the same thing. But the clover mites, they come in red too, but these came like black. But I saw you squish them, you could literally put your finger and it's just blood. I don't know if it's the blood from my dog or that's just what they are. You know what I mean?
Wow. So they don't bite humans. None of you guys had any on you?
No.
Wow, that's weird. They just target
animals. I guess.
That's crazy. Never heard of that. Chiggers I've heard of because a lot of hunters get them. You know what I mean? When you hunt, a lot of hunters get them. You know, get them around their ankles, like you said.
Yeah. And they're annoying, but they don't last long.
Right.
I call them chiggers.
My chiggers.
You love the hard R.
It's fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. You love the hard R. You love my hard R.
What is that? Your hard R? Is it your hard Roger?
Roger, yeah.
Is that what you call it?
Give you a good Rogering?
Good Rogering. So, Anderson Silva versus Jake Paul.
Go ahead.
What's your thoughts on it? I want to hear your thoughts. Go ahead.
My thoughts are, first of all, Anderson Silva, arguably one of the best to ever do a GOAT MMA, but then transitioned over to boxing and has done really fucking well, bro.
Yeah.
What is he, 3-0 in boxing?
I don't know exactly, but I know he
Tito.
knocked out Tito.
Yep.
He beat Chavez's son.
Yep. I thought he had one other one.
I think he had one other.
Me too.
Right. I think you're right.
Same size as Logan Paul, right? Same size.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, about it. Yeah.
So it's. I mean, listen, man.
But he's 47 or 46.
Correct. That's true. You got to give the pros and the cons. I mean, no question, it's going to be his toughest fight to date. No question about it. Are you asking me who I think will win?
Mm-hmm.
If I had to pick and bet money on it, I bet money on Anderson.
Really?
Yep. Although I would not count. I said Logan. I meant Jake.
Yeah.
I would not count Jake out at all.
No, you can't. Man,
I don't think it's going to be a landslide, but it's 8 rounds, right?
8. Yep. My take a little bit is I still wish he'd fight a fucking boxer. He still hasn't fought a boxer really.
Wait, Anderson's southpaw?
Anderson's both. Yeah, he is both. I don't know what he's boxing. I honestly never really.
Jake's never fought a southpaw.
That I don't know either.
I don't think so.
But it's still not a boxer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Anderson is the fucking man. He's
question.
a ninja.
If I hadn't,
his defense is so good, this and that. But yeah, like Jake Paul can crack, man. He can crack.
Question. That's why I said you can't count him out. But he just looks good. Anderson looks good in the boxing ring, man. He really does.
Very
you know,
relaxed, very
I
loose.
don't know that I would be that confident if I didn't see him fight those couple fights against Chavez, against Tito. Knocked Tito out in, what, 40 seconds?
Oh, I don't know.
Something like that. I think he knocked him out in 40 seconds. Crazy. Those little red bugs, what you get the dye from?
Cochineal?
Were they really small? It's a bug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you,
The Aztecs started using them back in the day.
look at that.
Yeah. I think that's true. I don't know.
70,000 insects are needed to produce a pound of dye.
Yeah.
70,000.
Because
They're on my
tiny.
fucking counter in the back.
They're
yard.
everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
In the spring, I get them a lot at my house. But all right, so you heard my amateur analysis, since I'm not a fighter or anything like that, or just a fan of martial arts. How about you, pro fighter over there? How do you see that fight going?
Oh man, I don't know. It's so hard to say. I mean,
Don't take the safe route. Come on.
Listen, I'm getting into it, buddy boy.
Okay, pal, go ahead.
You got to think Anderson has the defense enough to land on this guy, and he's been in big fights for, he's been in like dog fights. He's been deep in fights. Yeah, I gotta go with Anderson. But like you said, yeah, but you can't kick. I could see Jake Paul landing a big shot. I wonder how good Anderson could take a shot nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And again, I didn't see any of his boxing matches, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So to give a real, I don't know how he even goes about it. I seen his
good.
finish, I think, on Tito.
Tito.
He just teed off on him.
Yep.
But he's so fast. He's so creative. He's got great length too. I think he's probably taller than Jake Paul. He's probably gonna be able to use the jab on Jake Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine his footwork's better than Jake Paul's.
Yep.
Jake Paul maybe has the power,
Yeah.
but precision and timing, Anderson all day.
No question. I think Anderson could have had a hell of a career in boxing had he not chose to go to MMA.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
remember him and Roy Jones talked about boxing the longest time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Listen. Any way you look at it, I want to watch the fight. You want to watch that fight, right? I think that fight sells easily. There is the rumor that his last fight didn't pump enough sales.
Yeah.
This fight is obviously not at MSG. This one is in Phoenix, I think.
Arizona, yeah,
It was in
Arizona.
Phoenix,
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that. I seen that KSI, him and KSI are going at it.
Oh, really? I didn't
Because
see it.
KSI, well, he's saying that Jake Paul is saying that his numbers did better than KSI's numbers, right? And KSI saying it's bullshit. I seen the numbers and we did better than you. Da, 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 da. Jake Paul's trying to fight KSI.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, KSI, the rapper? Didn't they already fight?
Not a rapper. I think he's a YouTuber.
Or
Or
YouTuber?
whatever he is.
I thought they already fought. I thought
They
that was
did
his
twice.
First...
Twice, I
Oh,
think.
was it twice? I thought it was his first
I think
fight.
they fought twice. They had a draw once and they won once. Or he won once and a draw once, something like that.
So he's trying for a trilogy then?
I mean, whatever. He probably thinks, rather fight him than a fucking. But you got to give Jake Paul credit though. Fight Anderson Silva, man.
No question.
That's fucking.
Dana White said he wouldn't do it. Said he wouldn't call him out, and he did.
Right,
And
yeah.
and Anderson agreed to it. So you got to give Jake Paul a lot of credit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, I'm a big believer in capitalism, and he's doing everything right, bro. That guy's making money hand over fist, but he's showing up and he's winning. You know what I mean?
He is.
He's showing up and winning. If he wins
In a
this
sense,
one,
right? Yeah.
he's totally legit, bro. I mean, he's already legit, but he's as legit as they come if he beats Anderson.
I think he's legit as just a fighter. Yeah, but yes, but he still hasn't boxed somebody. He still hasn't fought a boxer. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing.
He tried though. He did try.
Yeah,
he tried to fight two boxers actually.
Tommy
Fury.
Hassan. Yeah.
He tried to fight too. It's not like he didn't try.
Rockman. Right,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, not sure. I'm not saying he didn't. But I'd like to
I think
see that.
Rockman would have been a real battle for him. I don't think, listen, Tommy Fury ain't his brother. You know what I mean? He is a boxer, but he's not his brother. He's never fought anybody good, in my opinion. I mean, I'm humbly,
Now, you follow boxing at all? Not much.
Not really, a little bit.
Okay, do you know, but you know who the heavyweights are a little bit, right? Anthony Joshua?
Do I know who that is? I know who that is, yeah.
And Usyk, the guy that just...
Who was the guy that just, the
Usyk.
chubby guy that just had that crazy knockout?
That's not about chubby guy, but Ortiz fought last night.
Yeah, was that who it was?
He didn't knock him out. That was a decision.
Oh, was it? No, I could have sworn.
He knocked him down, though.
I just saw a highlight reel popped up on my thing. I don't know
You're
who
big
it
with
was.
the highlights. I remember.
I'm not really a diehard boxing guy, bro.
But you are
asked
in the
me.
highlights.
I'm in highlights,
that. I
yeah.
know
Especially
that.
my hair, yeah.
Yeah, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Backstreet's back.
All right.
No, but Usyk. Usyk, he just beat Anthony Joshua, I think, for the second time.
Oh, is that right?
He's like kind of he's a smaller guy.
Okay.
And him and Tyson Fury, they're talking. But now Tyson Fury just called out Anthony Joshua.
Has Tyson Fury fought since the Jake Paul fight was supposed to happen? Has he even had a fight?
Tyson Fury?
Sorry, not Tyson Fury. Tommy Fury.
I don't know. I wasn't talking about Tommy Fury though.
No, you're talking about
Okay. Yeah, I don't think he did. I seen him calling out Jake Paul again, saying, "Oh, you're gonna be here, blah blah blah. I'll be here. Let's fight."
Why did that one fall through? I forget.
Couldn't get a visa.
Is that what it was?
I guess.
Yeah. Regardless, listen, I would pay $59 to watch that. Actually, I'll just come over here. It's probably more than that, right? It's probably $99.
No, you think?
I don't know. What did the last one go for?
I don't know. I wonder. I think it's the same. What's the date?
October 29th.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I know October 22nd is that UFC card, which is fucking bananas. That card, bro.
Anybody that's a UFC fan is tuning into that one. I miss.
Tell me the 5 fights.
I miss a lot of them. I know the main. I know Diaz versus Chimaev. I don't know.
That's Saturday. That's Saturday.
Okay.
So October 22nd.
Oh,
like Saturday.
Maybe I don't know the card you're talking about.
We can get that out. Let's get to that. But I'm talking October 22nd. Let's get back to that other one after.
Okay. Who's on the? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna tell. I know all of them. Okay, these are the ones I do know. Aljamain versus Dillashaw. Yan versus Sweet and Low.
Mm-hmm. Yan was the only one for him to
Brady and Bilal.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Damn. Oh.
Okay, you came up with it?
Oliveira and Makachev.
Huge card.
And then one more, dude. One more really probably good one too. I can't think of right now.
Card. Honestly, I didn't. I knew a couple of those matchups.
Yeah.
I didn't know the date.
Yeah.
I didn't know the date. I knew.
That's Abu Dhabi.
I knew Brady.
Mm.
I knew those guys were fighting because I like both those guys. I like Bilal. I like Brady. I'm just gonna go with Brady because he's a local guy.
They're both. It's so funny. They're both
great
similar
dudes.
guys too. Where they fight, man.
I wouldn't hate it if either one won, but
they're both.
I just think Brady's.
They put their foot on the gas, dude. It's gonna be an interesting fight.
Who wins out on the ground? Who goes to the ground? You got to give it to Brady, right?
I mean, from what I'm hearing when people say about Brady, yeah. But I mean, dude, fucking Bilal took down Maya and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is such a great fight.
I know. That is a great card. But you want to go back to Diaz and Chimaev?
Yeah,
I don't even know who else is on that card, but I just know.
Me neither. I don't care.
I don't care, bro. I don't care who's on that card. Do you?
No.
How does that go down? How does that play out?
I think Tony Ferguson's fighting this weekend, actually.
Tony Ferguson is, yes.
That's 170, which is, man. I don't know. That's crazy, bro. He hasn't looked great his last couple fights.
Man.
And there was up to 170. Maybe it's the weight cut that's hurting him. Maybe I don't know.
There was a point in time.
Dude, he hasn't fought. He didn't fight that long ago, man.
I know.
Right? Is he fighting this weekend? Because I seen him at the fight week stuff. I don't know if he's fighting now.
I believe so because he was at the Apex, right? Not the Apex, the
PI.
The PI, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just seen some. He was at fight week. I don't know if he's there for fighting now, but because he didn't fight. I mean, dude, he got knocked out. Not pretty bad.
Really bad. Not pretty bad. Really bad.
Yeah. And that wasn't that long ago.
No. Nope.
But yeah, Chimaev and Diaz, man. Diaz is just a fucking. He's a GC. He's coming out with his own fight promotion called Real Fight Inc.
I heard.
And now he's really getting behind now, which is smart, man. He's fucking.
Yeah, no, listen, he's a superstar, bro.
Yeah.
That's what he brings. He brings all that hype with him.
He is.
He's a superstar. He's like.
It's like unintentional too.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's just his personality. People love his personality.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yep.
What are you saying in that fight?
Jeez, I don't know, man. Chimaev has been, obviously Diaz is way more proven of a fighter. You can never count that guy out. He comes on way harder in the later rounds than he does early. He's usually a slow starter, so he usually looks bad. He usually gets bloodied up early. You kind of count him out, and then he comes, pouring back towards the end. But Chimaev is just such a fucking killer, bro. And he got his gas tank really, really tested against Burns, and he was gassed. So was Burns. But he pulled that out. So if I had to put money on it, Chimaev.
Yeah.
I hate to say that against Diaz because I love Diaz, but
I'm going Diaz.
Yeah. Yep. I want to listen. I'd be happy if Diaz was. I hope he at least stalked and slaps him at least once during that fight.
Oh, that's probably
He's gonna. He's
you
definitely.
You think that's a prop bet somewhere? Has to be.
Do you see Chimaev at the fucking PI got it
into it with Jake Shields though?
Not Jake Shields. Well, Jake Shields just was backing up Paulo Costa, but he was
Paulo Costa?
He was talking shit to Paulo Costa.
Oh, really? Not Jake Shields?
Not Jake Shields. Jake Shields.
I thought that was with the Diaz.
Costa had reached out to Shields and said, "Hey, listen, I know you're here. Can I get some training in with you?" And Shields said, "Yeah, sure." So they were training. They were
Shields
Shields is man. Yeah, I mean that's Diaz's boy too. Listen, I like all those dudes, but you asked me if I had to put money on it. I always give you an honest answer. I'm always wrong, so I should just flip my fucking choice. But anyway, they were all training at the PI, right?
Right.
So I guess Chimaev came over, but he did come over. If you watch the video, he's
like
with a big.
Yeah,
he's with a bunch of
like
people,
30 dudes, bro.
Like 10.
Nah, like 15.
And it's just Costa and Shields in the ring, and he's talking shit. He's barking shit. He's barking shit, and then he's like, "I'll fight you right now. I'll fight you right now." But he didn't really try to fight him. It's kind of weird how that went down. So was that a hype move, or was that legit? It was a hype move. It had to be a hype move.
I mean, why would he want to go fight somebody when he has a fight?
Right.
In 3 days to go make money.
Exactly.
Go make fucking money.
Exactly. So it had to be just the hype train move. And I do think Chimaev will fight anybody. I really do.
No, yeah,
but I don't think that little move was.
I think it's like what did he say to ever? Did fucking Paul Costa do something to disrespect him that much that deserved that? I don't know. I can get
according to Jake Shields, they didn't do anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if there was something like some of those people, the way they live, like they live by a fucking code. Like you do something like this, I'm fucking coming after you. If he did that, then I could see that happen. Yeah. But I don't think that happened, right?
Again, I saw a little brief interview with Jake Shields after and said, "Listen, I'm not even really boys with Costa. He just asked if he could train with me, and I said." When I saw the amount of people Chimaev showed up with, I got your back if you need me, because it was too many of them. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
I seen Jake Shields post something.
Yeah, he posts pretty. I don't know if I follow him because I would have noticed, but doesn't he post some pretty outlandish shit?
No, what do you mean? Actually,
I saw Ariel Helwani talking about he's posting.
No, on Twitter. You're not on Twitter.
No, but
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's just very he's very conservative. I don't know if you call him conservative. He's just he speaks out
right
against all this
current issues and what's going on.
Yes, against this fucking the COVID policies. He speaks out against even the political parties that are in charge. Stuff like that.
Gotcha.
He posted something. It was like a big heavy set girl with her arms up like a Nike ad. And he's like, "Oh, what is this? I guess Nike's really trying to push health, this and that." And people are all on him. And he's like, someone's sitting there telling me she's showing she's working out, but she's just standing there with her arms up. I go, I think she's showing the incredible durability of her waistband.
That's crazy, man.
But yeah, people got on him. He always, he's funny.
I don't know how to feel about that whole thing, like fat shaming. Like, listen, I believe in the First Amendment. You could fucking say anything to anybody you want. I believe so. I don't think there's any limit. You kind of disagreed with me one time. Maybe with the exception of
what I disagree with you.
I remember one time you said, "What, really? Like anything?" And I had to go back to basically what the law says. You can't yell fire in a crowded building. I agree with that. You know what I mean? Okay. With the exception of that you can say anything you want. So fat shaming. Do I think it's a nice thing to do? Do I think it's kind? Do I think you're a douchebag if you do it? Absolutely.
But is that fat shaming what he's doing?
Well, kind of. How is it not fat shaming?
I just think he's
I don't think there's anything wrong with looking at somebody that's clearly overweight or clearly obese and saying you're living a very unhealthy lifestyle. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all.
I guess it is.
If you take that as fat shaming, you're a fucking sensitive little bitch. I don't think there's anything. I don't think you should look at somebody, especially around other people, and ever intentionally try to hurt their feelings. You're a dick if you do that.
Yeah.
And I think society really has a way of policing itself. You don't think so? I think there's always going to be somebody there. If you do that, you're kind of have an inferiority complex, and you're kind of a douche. And there's always going to be somebody around, like a real man, that's going to stand up and say, "Yo, motherfucker, say that to me." It's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the world polices itself. We don't need fucking laws policing, Speech. I don't buy it. There was a little incident today talking about the first day. Now, have a good co-parenting relationship with my ex, obviously, and we talked throughout the day because it was a big day for us. It was an exciting day for me. I wasn't able to be there for them to get on the bus and stuff. But then, I knew what time they got home. So at like 4:20, I texted her, 4:20, "Hey, bud, you want to smoke up?"
Oh shit.
I texted, how they do. She said, not quite home yet. Should be home soon. I'll let you know. So then she texted me back a little while later and said, I guess there was a little incident on the bus where one of the neighborhood boys, that live in her general area that gets on the bus that they know and have been to parties with and stuff, called Milani fat today. And I guess that's what made me think of the fat shaming. And Milani got a little upset, she said, but, we're going to go. We know them. We're going to go over there later and talk to them. And, and I'm a little conflicted how to handle that. How would you have handled that? I don't know if it makes it better or worse to go over and because then she's kind of like got a target on her back where it's like, oh, okay, she's the one, she's the tattletale, she's the one. If I do anything, I'm gonna get in trouble. So don't talk to her, alienate her, kick her outside the group. I don't know how to handle this. My little girl, so I want to go kick the front door and say to the dad, "Call me fat motherfucker." You know what I mean? But you can't do that shit.
No, well,
But I want her to have a backbone and be tough enough to stand up for herself, where she doesn't need dad and mom.
I mean, it depends on how close is your wife with them, or your ex. I'm sorry, your ex with them. Like, are they around together a lot? And then you would talk. Like, if it was like one of my kids, you would say, "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? So I don't know how close.
I didn't get the vibe that it was that. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, you're right. Go ahead. That's what I was asking you. So you didn't get the vibe that it was that. So your daughter's not fat. You know what I mean? So I would tell your daughter to be like, tell her to call him a little, a little short. Whatever. Stick up for yourself.
Right. I just said to Jenny, you got to be careful in those situations because you don't want to make things worse. I would just say, tell her, instill confidence in her. First, she knows she's not fat, but she is a little sensitive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And secondly, I think a lot of kids are. You know what I mean? But she can be a little emotional. She's a tough kid too, though. And still, that confidence in her, which I know she already has. But then just tell her to completely just steer clear of that kid, and if he chases her down and pursues her, then fucking fire shots back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You always gotta say, just stick up for yourself. Yeah. Right. Avoid this person. Stick up for yourself.
It's a boy, so it's not like
I mean, I tell my daughter, shit. Yeah. You tell someone to stop, they don't stop. You freaking blow your hand up into a fist and put it in her face. Right. I mean, maybe that's not the best thing to say, but that's what I say sometimes.
No, I tell my kids that too, but day one of school, I don't want my kids getting in a fight, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that my daughter, handled it the way she went. But as parents, you cannot police every situation for your kids, and I realize that. And I'm not offended that a kid called my kid fat. I'm not. I believe in free speech all around, even if it offends me or my kids. But, and I want my kids to always take the high road to a point. It's like Dalton from Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Always be nice until it's time to not be nice. Yeah. Like, I want my kids to always be nice. If that was just, sometimes little boys like little girls, and they say things like that.
Of course.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah,
maybe he thinks maybe he likes her. Yeah. You know what I mean? So take the high road to a point, and then fire back and fucking win, no matter what it takes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess you got to tell them to take the high road. That's probably the right thing to do. I'm not the best.
But it was more so the parents getting involved. Let's say let's put the shoe on the same foot. You're a little girl who knows the apple of your eye gets called fat on the bus today, and it's a neighbor next block over that you know who they are, but you don't know them that well. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm telling my daughter, screw that dork, and who cares?
Yeah,
that's kind of tell him,
right.
Leave you alone.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Leave him alone. Right. I mean, is Gray on a bus with them?
Yeah. But my I don't know how your kids are, because your kids, there was bigger age range there.
Gaps, yeah.
But my two love each other. They really, really do. But they fight nonstop. So I knew today was going to be a little weird because my daughter likes to dictate. She thinks she's Grayson's parent, basically.
Yeah, 'cause she's older.
And Jenny and I have talked about this. I said, look, it's good that she takes him under her wing, but you can't fucking boss him around all day because he's not going to take it. Right. He's eventually going to say. So I guess it happened at some point today. So I think they rode on the bus together to school, same seat, and on the way back he sat with his friends, she sat with her friends. You know what I mean?
Or they just
because she pissed him off.
People.
No, she pissed him off and did something. I think she was being a little dictator to him.
That's funny.
And sometimes she just kind of oversteps. That's just typical sibling stuff, man. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about. I don't overthink any of that shit. But we're two dads down here talking, you know what I mean? So I'm not offended. I'm not mad at that kid in any way. I'm not mad at his parents. I'm not none of that shit.
Kick his fucking dad's mailbox down.
No, I mean, that's your initial reaction. That's every dad's initial reaction, but I wouldn't actually do it. But like what is proper etiquette there? And I think proper etiquette is whatever works in your house. In my house, I want my kid to stand up for herself. I don't want mom and dad to have to go fight her battles for her.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Agreed. Until you have to.
Right.
Like you said, until you have to. There's going to be a time you're going to have to.
Right.
They're still kids.
Correct. Have you ever had to get involved with another parent at any point? Because your oldest is 15 now, right?
Oh, he's 13.
You've been a dad a lot longer than me.
One time, this was a while ago. I don't remember exactly what happened. Frankie was supposedly riding by this girl's house, and the dad said they were bullying her or something, and the dad came out and was like cursing at my kid. So of course my aunt's like, "Wow, get in the car, we're going." So we go there, and this guy comes out, and I didn't have to sit down. Renee handled it. The cop pulls up, and I'm like, dude, the cop. I'm like, listen.
You knew the cop, or you didn't?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I'm not, my wife's handling this, but it was kind of fun, nothing crazy. I don't really remember the story too much, but did I have to say anything to this guy?
Did Renee have words with the parents, or did you have to get involved?
No, Renee, I don't remember saying it. Like, this guy definitely slowed his roll when I was there, so it wasn't like he was getting tough or anything. He was acting like, oh, he was backing up, so whatever.
Yeah. I always think we don't always have all the facts either. It's tough because
kids. But I don't. You know what? In that moment when it's your kid, I don't need any facts. That's the fucking problem.
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I told the cop.
I just hear a little boy picked up my little girl, and I'm like, let's fucking go. But you can't do that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. And I don't want to do that. I want my kids to be. If I do that throughout her entire life, she's going to need me for everything. I want her. It's okay. My kid gets offended. It's okay. It's going to happen sometimes in life. When she gets older, it's going to happen. You got to figure out how to deal with that shit. You know
it's
what I mean?
funny. We were talking about my wife today because like my oldest won't tell me shit what happens and then Tino won't tell Renee shit because he's afraid that Renee's going to do something about it. But V, she's like. I want mommy to do something about it. She'll come and she'll tell us.
Is she in the loop where she knows like shit going on? I mean, like with her brothers, like she can kind of dime them out.
No, I'm talking about herself.
With herself.
So. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah, your oldest. I mean, and I've heard you say this too, but just from observation, seems quieter. He seems like you got to pull stuff out of him to get, so he probably doesn't tell you everything that happens.
No, he keeps it close to the vest. You know.
Yeah.
Tino, he shares more, but he's still he's still a boy. My daughter, she shares everything.
That's awesome. I think that's how you want it though with your girl, right?
Yeah, for sure. Especially my wife.
Yep. That's awesome.
But it's 8th grade. He goes to the dance. I'm busting. I'm busting. I'm like, who you gonna ask for the dance this year? Busting chops. And it's just it's crazy how fast it goes.
Kids at that age, bro, where girls are stout, they're gonna be like, he's gonna be interesting and dating, and I mean, it's not that far away. He's 13. What's he got? 2-3 more years. He's gonna be driving, bro. You got all that shit to deal with.
It's scary.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you gonna get him a cool first car when he's old enough?
I mean, no, I don't. It's gonna be, a reasonable, not cool. What's cool? What's cool?
Right.
What we'll
Listen, my dad and my grandfather wanted to give me I think it was a '79 Eagle Rambler. It was nothing cool about it. When that car was brand new, it wasn't cool, and I refused to accept it. I would not take it. I rode the bus. I said, no, I'll fucking keep riding the bus. I'm good. I'm not driving that thing. And I rode the bus for the rest of that year. And then I had to go to a job working for my dad in the summer to buy the car I wanted. They made me pay for it. I was like, fuck it, I'll pay for it. I'll get a job.
I got a 96 Maxima.
That was your first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dope though. Shit.
I don't remember.
2 years old.
I think it was 87. Does that make sense? Maybe 80 something. Tahoe, Chevy Tahoe.
Tahoe, you need a truck up there. Yeah.
Bought it off my cousin for $3,500. I went and got a bank loan for $3,500. And I told the story on a previous show. I'd maybe paid off a couple $1,000s on this. Maybe I had it like a year or a year and a half or something. Then I rolled it into the ocean. And my dad was like, well, you ain't ruined your credit. You got to still fucking. So he would give me a ride. He'd drive me to the bank every month to make my $300 payment or whatever it was. I had to pay it off because I only had liability insurance on it. So,
That sucks.
Sucked.
It's in the bottom of Atlantic. Is that what you said?
Half of it was. They towed it out. The headlights were pointing up in the air and the ass end was in the ocean. Yep, stupid. Showing off, being an idiot.
Well, you You a football? You're not a football fan at all.
Traditional sports, man, we talk about it all the time. I'm not a diehard. Listen, I can watch it. I can't watch certain shit. I'm not a basketball fan at all, but I can watch baseball. Get kind of
Baseball?
a little bit. I can watch it. I don't love it, but football I can watch. But I'm not a diehard. They're diehards watch football every Sunday. They're fucking religious. I'm not.
Mark is going to Bills game. Bills Chargers, I think.
Oh, really?
He's going to L.A. for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's a big Bills guy.
Oh, big Bills
Really?
guy.
Wow.
And they're projected to win this year, supposedly.
No shit. That's awesome. He's pumped.
Yeah, I'm just not into that.
Not into traveling for games.
Oh, that for sure. But I mean, like even going to games, I'll go because it is fun. You know, you get a couple guys and stuff, but I'm not like into it.
Not my thing, bro. Not my thing at all. I've been to
But I'll
Yankees
do it once in a
games.
while. Still, you ever go to a fucking game and tailgate and shit? It's kind of fun.
That
It's
I
fun.
hear is fun. Although I've never done it, I hear that's a good time. But
Yeah.
I've never done that. I've been to a number of football games, been to a bunch of Yankee games, Boston games, and hockey games, and never was like, oh my God, this is my jam, this is my shit. I don't know why.
Fights though, you kind of blast.
I have been since UFC 1, literally since the first time I ever watched. I just, it's something that I can get into.
but not boxing, huh?
Nope.
Wow.
No. I mean, I watched there's no more intriguing fighter to watch than Mike Tyson, but I'm not a diehard. I would call myself a diehard. I've probably been to. I've been to a shitload of your fights. Used to go to Tim Sylvia fights. I've been to California. I don't know, maybe like 12, 15 UFC fights I've been to.
It's a lot.
Now, I prefer to sit home and watch them. I really do. Just the amount of travel time, the
You're
amount.
old.
Yeah, I don't know.
A
You
little
could honestly, you could follow it better when you have a commentator and you're watching it.
Yeah, but I tell you what,
You can follow
you're
it
right.
better.
I agree. It is the best.
when
The best place to watch fight is your couch.
Yes.
But being in a building,
No
is
question.
fucking incredible.
Bro, listen, I went to 15 of them for a reason because it's incredible. You know what I mean? You know, watching your friend fight is pretty fucking cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I had that on a couple levels. Tim Sylvia was when he was fighting. You know, he was a heavyweight champ for a minute. You were the champ for a minute. I've been to more of your fights, obviously, than anybody's. But going with a crowd of your boys,
Yeah,
it's fucking cool. You feel invincible, bro. Because listen, you're watching your boy be a fucking straight up badass. You kind of feel like a badass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you're with 10 of your buddies, 15, I was just telling you about Boston,
fucking
bro.
liquid courage
When
all
you're with-
running through
when
your
you're with-
veins.
Well, no, listen, most of those dudes, most of your friends could scrap, bro.
No, I know.
Kurt, Tommy, those guys will fight
it.
anybody, anywhere, anytime. And,
I know.
you know, so being with them, you're just fucking feeling invincible, talking shit. You know, obviously, when you're fighting, it's crazy because you're like good friends with BJ Penn.
Right.
And I was telling you, in Boston, the people next to us are cheering on BJ Penn. And at the time, I don't think you guys knew each other that well outside of, you know, fighting each other. You got to be really good friends at this point outside of fighting each other. But, you know, and we're taking it like super offensively, you know what I mean? And I'm sure the dudes we're yelling at were taking it super offensively.
know.
You know, they might have been straight from Hawaii. I don't know.
Fucking all the way to Boston, damn.
Yeah. Yep. But
I remember that card. I remember I won that fight, and we came back to the hotel. It was late. I was late because I had to fucking piss for the commission. And, dude, I fought 5 fucking rounds, 25 minutes, sweating like crazy. I couldn't piss. And I think I'm nervous. I was just so amped up. I fucking won, great fight, blah, 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 all this shit. My adrenaline was through the roof. It took me like hours to piss, to finally piss. So I finally get home. I get home, I don't know what time, like 12, 1.
exhausted.
It's late. We order pizza. Okay, pizza's coming. Dude, like half hour goes by, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. We call, hey, pizza's coming. Yeah, it's coming. Another half hour goes by, another hour. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Oh, it's coming. Like, never fucking came, the pizza.
Didn't you just have an experience like that recently with DoorDash or something? It was COVID. You had to stay in your rooms. You ordered a bunch of food. Never came. That Boston was a long time ago.
Yes,
I thought that just happened to you recently somewhere.
No,
I thought.
yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, right. I remember this story. I'm like deja vu.
Yeah, no, that was for that was
in Vegas,
DoorDash.
wasn't it?
That was like Uber Eats. Or
Uber
some shit.
Eats.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were starving.
Oh,
You're like,
so-
what the fuck
yeah,
is this
fuck,
food? And
yeah.
they canceled
Never
the order,
came.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They canceled it.
Yeah,
I didn't.
they
I was like,
canceled
oh fuck these
Yeah,
fuck. I want.
yeah.
They canceled. I'm like,
was
what?
Was that in Vegas?
That was in Vegas.
See,
yeah.
I got a decent
Look
memory.
At that, look
See,
at
look
that.
at that,
But this
pal.
is in Boston, yeah. And then the pizza never fucking came. I was like, dude, we're eating like fucking scraps.
Whatever. Just going down
Anything,
to the
bro,
cafeteria.
anything.
Crazy, man. What's like of your very long, very illustrious career? What is one of your fondest? What are your one of your best memories, like
Oh, that's so hard to do.
pre-fight, before the fight, like hanging in the room with your boys and anything like fucking. Anything stand out, like just a moment?
Yeah, Japan.
Or a speech,
Japan.
or like Henry giving a speech, or
Nah, Japan was fucking pretty cool,
Really?
man. Like it was me, Marky Lee, Marcus, Chris McRae. You remember Chris McRae?
Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah.
And Ricardo, Mark, and dude, just like going to like the electronic spots in Japan.
Yeah.
And like fucking, we're just these loud ass fucking Americans, obnoxious play, fucking hitting the fucking, they hit like these crazy speakers. The electronics are way ahead in Japan, right?
Yeah.
And this is 2012, and we're in there, had these fucking crazy speakers. We're fucking pressing play. He's putting fucking mixes on. Boom, boom. They're like, no, coming over. No one talks over there. It's fucking crazy. It's so quiet in Japan. Wherever you walk, picture like walking down Times Square and no one says a fucking word.
It's a very
and
respectful culture,
and you have like
right?
fucking 10 Americans acting like fucking
Assholes,
retards.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
I remember you telling me about Abu Dhabi. Obviously, Marky Lee's gone everywhere with you, but I remember you telling me about,
Speaking of Marky Lee, cut you off.
Go ahead.
This dude, he was just in Portugal. Then he was in Spain.
Let me guess. All by himself.
Yeah, I don't know.
He goes
He's
everywhere
like
by
his
himself.
girl's kind of there.
Okay.
They're gonna cross paths, and then he's got a buddy that's there crossing paths. So he's just kind of like doing his thing.
Okay.
But he was in I think Portugal first. Showed me some. I'm following him on Instagram, looking at all the crazy pictures. Then he went to Spain, did like the tomato wars. Did that.
Yeah.
Now he's in fucking Morocco. He's fucking riding a fucking a camel, all like his head all fucking covered up like a turban.
Oh, that's so cool.
He lives it, man. He lives it.
So I'd love to say I would do all that, like if I didn't have kids, but I had the opportunity. I didn't have kids till late, and I never did any of that. I regret that, bro. He's living the life, but it takes a little bit of balls to do that. You know what I mean? Like travel all over.
And he plans all of them, dude. I can't even fucking plan like nothing. I can't plan nothing.
He's a good dude, man. Well deserved. He's living his best life, man. He really is.
Yeah.
But I remember you guys telling me about Abu Dhabi a little bit, a few things about it. I remember one of the things you said is like I think Renee was there, right? She had to cover up, like the women had to. You had to be. It was a very like respectful culture.
No, not so much cover up, but like you can't kiss in public and shit.
Yeah.
Like someone got
affection.
arrested for kissing at the beach or some shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I don't know if it's different now, maybe because it's like pretty touristy. I don't know if they got more lenient or not.
Was that your only outdoor fight you ever had?
UFC or MMA, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And wasn't that like early in the morning too, like 6 a.m. or something?
No, it was night.
Oh, was it night?
It
it aired over here. I think early in the morning. Right?
Yeah. It wasn't late there, but it was. It wasn't super.
I remember
it was
sitting in Kohl's parking lot with probably, I don't want to exaggerate, 200 other people waiting for you because we didn't know exactly when you would get back from the airport and land. And I remember Renee's sister was there, and she was kind of like, keeping us all informed. She was talking to her, and I think Renee was like 9 fucking months pregnant too, right?
Yeah.
And you guys were on your way back, and obviously wait, was that when you won the title? It was when you won the title, right? Yeah. So the town, fire trucks, police cars, ambulance, but nobody knew when you were going to get there. And she was trying to keep us updated as best she could. But I think she told us when you landed, we're like, oh shit, it's going to be an hour and a half. So we're just sitting there. We're all, chilling. And literally half the fucking town followed you back to your house.
Yeah, it was fucking
And I remember thinking in my head, like, I always try to be like rational and reasonable. I remember like, this guy's probably like, so pumped up that everybody's here. Everybody probably wants to go to fucking bed. This guy just fucking flew back. And literally the whole town is in your driveway. And you're taking pictures with everybody.
Yeah. I had the worst staph infection in my life on the fucking my leg.
I remember almost feeling bad. Like, this fucking guy probably just wants to go to bed, bro.
I wanted pizza and go to bed. No. Yeah, I ended up in the hospital after that fight.
Did you really?
For like 4 days, quarantined.
Staff from the fight or from training on the mats?
I had
never
staff
know, right?
before the fight.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. I go to Ricardo, bro, is this staff? He's like, yeah, bro.
Could you cover it with your shorts?
It don't. Yeah, I was already.
See, they won't let you fight when you have it, right? But I mean, Kevin Lee had an obvious one on his chest, and they let him fight.
I guess it was cleared by the doctor, but didn't see mine. But you like some people get staph and like fucking get super sick and tired and stuff. Like I was good.
Don't they say antibiotics rather
make that happen? Also,
make you tired, right? Yeah.
Honestly though, I don't feel that.
You
So
don't feel
I've had to take antibiotics in a fight before, fight camp rather, and I take the probiotics and I don't feel it. I feel pretty good.
Gotcha. What was I gonna say? I forgot. Totally lost my train of thought. But I went to see not what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. But I have the torn gluteus medius muscle in my
Torn ass cheek.
Torn ass cheek. I don't think that's
how
what,
that happened.
I don't think that's what you, bro.
No, I did. I went to town, bro.
I don't know that that's what it is that's giving me all this fucking pain, but the last 6 months has been fucking rough for me, man. It's definitely right side, and I've never had any ailments on my right side, which makes me think that it is the gluteus maximus. There's no question there's a tear there, but how much pain is it causing me, and is it the root of my pain? I'm not sure, because it's been 6 months. You would think it would have healed by now, right? So anyway, I went to see our girl Jen Henney today, who we had the doctors on the show. I saw Dr. God, drawing blank now. Jamie, I think.
Yeah.
Dr. Jamie. And super nice guy, very knowledgeable, went over my MRIs, went over my hip thing, and I think this is a little combination of the both. So we were going to do PRP injections today in that area, in that glute area, but we opted.
Garden State Medical, right?
Garden State Medical, yeah. They have an office here on Hooper, and I think they have one out on 70, maybe?
Yes.
Did you go to the one on 70?
Yes.
I went to the one here on Hooper. Super knowledgeable guy, but I was like thinking the whole time, for the last week, I'm like, I'm going to get some PRP injections today, hopefully that'll give me some relief once it starts working or whatever. He opted not to do it today because he wants me to get an MRI of the back, and he's like, listen, like it's probably this, but what if you have a massive herniation there that we didn't see because your last MRI was 2018. Wow. Let's get a new one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I have the hip one, which is only a couple weeks old, which obviously shows
MRI hip.
MRI, but they don't. It's so weird, right? They give you an MRI, and because I remember when Thompson Healthcare issued it for me, they're like, okay, we're gonna issue you an MRI for the hip area. I'm like, oh, cool. They're doing that area anyway. They'll get my back. Do they get the back and they just want a new prescription to get a new MRI?
I don't know. Probably.
That's probably a scam, right? Because I'm like, wait. They're already. I'm in the machine. They're doing my hip. They're like, no. You got to get a separate one for your back. I'm like, it's literally here and here.
It's your low back.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my low back and my hip. Like they fucking imaging the same thing.
Dude, I take X-rays of my hip and I see my low back. And
that's what I'm like. So now I got to go back, get a fucking a low back one to make sure there's nothing there, and then we're gonna do what he said. And then there's this new, he could speak more eloquently than I, but I have a lot of bruising on my actual my disc itself.
Tailbone?
No, this fucking guy. All you think about is gay sex, bro. That's all you think about.
What do you mean?
That's all you think about. I'm talking about my spine, and you're fucking go right to gay sex every time. My actual vertebrae themselves, not the disc in between, but there's like bone bruising on it that he can see.
Like on the
actual
vertebrae,
bone. It becomes porous, and there's some sort of chemical within there that when it becomes porous, it kind of seeps into. He was explaining it to me and made perfect sense when he was explaining it. I probably sound like an idiot. Yeah. But it can cause you pain. Anyway, it's essentially some erosion there. And
like arthritis, no?
He didn't call it arthritis. Some bone bruising that you can see. It's like, the bones are kind of dark, and then this area is white. L4, L5 on the bottom and on the top.
That means arthritis, bone on bone with the white.
Yeah, he didn't use the word arthritis. But anyway, long story short, he said bone bruising. But anyway, and then he talked about a chemical that can release into the bone, which can cause this pain. But he said there's a new surgery that's only been around. It's a microscopic surgery where they just go in with these little things. So I'm like, Doc, listen, I'm not doing it. I'm not. I'll wait until I can't walk anymore. I've already had 3 back surgeries. I'll wait. I'll deal with the pain. I'll wait. I'm not doing it. He's like, no, listen. And heard him out. He said back 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 5 years ago, they would have caged you. They would say, "Yep, cage." He said there's a new surgery now where they go in and they put some sort of probe in your actual bone and they heat it up. It heats. I think he said 200 degrees it gets to. And it kind of cauterizes or sterilizes that infected or that damaged area, and it supposedly eliminates that pain.
So that could be your issue?
I said, I'll do that. Yeah, bro, because I've been suffering. Listen, for 6 months, I've been suffering with this. Like, I wake up in the morning, I limp till like noontime. Every time I extend my right foot out, like I feel it right now. It feels like there's an elastic band from behind my knee that goes to about mid-back that is just going to snap every time I extend my right leg out, and it kind of works its way out a little bit throughout the day, and then go ahead. And then I go to sleep at night, and I think at night it's the gluteus medius muscle that kills me. I sleep like shit, bro. I get like 3-4
Well,
hours of
I mean,
sleep
the
a night.
fact-
I usually end up on the couch. So I think laying on that, which you said, that the pressure of you laying on that will bother you. And I can't even get comfortable on my left side. So I get really shitty sleep. And that's what I was hoping. I was like, listen, if I get better sleep, life is just better if you're sleeping good, right? So I was hoping to get the PRP today, but I'm not. So then he talked about this potential surgery where if I get an MRI and it still show that or it's progressively worse, I'd be a candidate for that. I said, listen, I would sign up for that. I'm not getting a cage right now. I'm not getting, I'll deal with pain because I've already cut a bunch of shit out. You can never put it back.
But it
once you
sounds
cut
like
it out,
you're hurting during the day, and then as you move, you feel a little better. That does sound like your gluteus medius, because if it's nerve pain, it wouldn't matter if you warm up or not.
Right. But the part that makes me think that doesn't make sense with the gluteus medius is I woke up with that pain in that high buttock area into my low back like 6 months ago. And I've been going to a facility for 6 months every Monday, never miss, getting Acu, which arguably probably maybe does nothing other than placebo effect, but TRT, not TRT.
You were doing that, dude.
what is the ART? Cairo, Normatec, and that stretch machine, whatever they call that, pretty much every Monday for the last 6 months. This thing would have fucking healed by now. It can't be that bad.
Think,
you know what I mean?
Think.
So I'm a
I
little.
don't know how your Saturday nights are.
It's a bit of a mystery. So, but anyway, we'll get it figured out. You know what I mean? It just sucks, bro. When you are in, I don't want to say chronic pain because so many people are so much worse than me. I don't want to.
I know, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Any kind of pain.
Makes
when
your
you're in
fucking
pain,
life
you'll
miserable.
do anything. I'll do anything.
You're grumpy as fuck.
I'll do anything. I'll suck your dick. You know what I'm saying? The fuck, bro.
You have.
Yeah.
You're just grumpy, bro. I'm just grumpy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Grumpy.
I hear you, dude. Honestly,
Got a short
I
fuse.
feel so much.
Fuck you.
Yeah. I feel so much better this year than I did last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, listen, you went through it. You had a hip replacement,
dude. It's crazy how much more energy I have.
Yep. So we shot a promo, right? You and I shot a promo for this show. We went to the beach, and you don't like, I don't think I do either because I just don't want to be a complainer, but you definitely don't. You've been through hell compared to what I've been through. You don't show pain. We went to the beach to shoot a promo for this, to cut the promo. And I remember you were walking. I could tell you were in pain. You were struggling a little bit, but you weren't really letting on. We were joking. We were having a good day. We were having fun or whatever. And then, what's his name that was shooting it? We had him on Pat, not Pat. The videographer. Why am I drawing a blank? Shit. Anyway,
T-Bone.
Well, they call him T-Bone, but anyway, that's not his Instagram name. But yeah, T-Bone. He said, "Guys, walk out on the beach, and I want to get you some drone shots." And I remember you looking at me like, "Bro, I don't think I maybe can make it out here 20 feet. I can't." And I was like, "Really? Like you're that, bro? You were fucking hurting."
That was before my fight.
I know.
Yeah.
20 feet out on a fucking beach.
Yeah. He's like, let's go here. I'm like, yo, no. That's what I said.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna do it here.
Yeah. I was like, dude, this dude is hurting, bro.
Yeah, that sucked, bro. That sucked. So it feels so much better. I just hope it lasts that way.
Right.
How about, you ever hear of radio ablation? We talked about this.
Yeah. Well, I had a nerve ablation.
That's the same thing. I think.
Is that the same thing? I had that in my left leg. Well, no, that was to eliminate. So obviously, you call me.
But that could work for back issues.
No, but I'm scared of ablation now.
Why?
Because I had it all up and down my left leg, the backside of my left leg, because I had such bad numbness and tingling, like chronic, like bad. Before I did the ablation, I did the stimulator, the nerve stimulator that they actually insert inside your spine. I wore the pack on the outside. It was taped to my back, but they put it in your back underneath your skin if it works. It didn't work for me. I did a 10-day trial with that. And then I did the nerve ablation because it was just, it wasn't pain. I wasn't in pain, but it's just fucking annoying to have all this numbness and tingling all the time. So I did it, and I would say, I don't know, I probably did that in like 2015, something like that. And I didn't think it worked, but it's definitely better now.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if it took time to work or what.
But supposedly, radio ablation, you got to do it like every year.
Really?
If it's a nerve issue, yeah, because it grows back.
Oh, the whole point of me telling the story, I totally fucking forgot I'm an idiot, is he says to me, Dr. Jamie says to me, Roger, do you smoke marijuana? And I said, nah, man, I wish I could. I said I need it for so many different reasons. I wish I could. I stress. I'm a stressor. I get anxiety. Like, I would love to, but I can't because there's no real clarity on whether I can or not. I'm confused whether I can. It's kind of wishy-washy. Like, I know that any worker basically can smoke as long as they're not impaired at work. Like, that's the new protocol. That's the new law. So, right, you would think I would qualify into that. I would never, ever be high and work. I would never do any of that. But I think I'm federally mandated because I have a hazmat license, and I don't know where the criteria therein falls. And he said, oh, no, I have a bunch of guys that are, CDL guys that I prescribe medical marijuana to, and it helps them out tremendously. And I really think you're a good candidate for it. I think it would help your pain. I'll also prescribe you a muscle relaxer, which I think will help you too. But long term, I'd really like to, and he said, contact your union. If you're a candidate, I'll get you signed up. We'll get you a medical marijuana card. Shouldn't be an issue. You have chronic back pain. You're definitely a candidate. Sign you up. So I remember thinking, holy fucking shit, I might actually get to smoke weed. You know what I mean? I texted my union rep. He must have been busy. He never texted me back. But listen, I'm in all day if I can do it. If it helps me with pain, and I mean, as a side effect of that, it's probably going to help me with anxiety and sleeping better and everything else. Just because, as you know, I'm a stressor. Mm-hmm. I'm in, bro. I would love to smoke weed. I just don't.
Better podcast,
better person, better person. I just don't want. I don't want to lose my. I would never lose my fucking job over smoking weed. You know what I mean?
Of course. So. But if but obviously the whole stigma of weed is changing, and it is beneficial maybe for someone that's uptight like yourself, with a sensitive Sally like yourself.
Correct.
Did
you call me fat?
And I mean, I think it can't hurt you.
Yeah.
As long as you don't do it recklessly.
Yeah, no, and I wouldn't. I'm not built like that. I'm not really a reckless person, so I would probably smoke at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When my day was over and I was winding down, I'd probably sit on the back deck and
put something in the air.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that if that can happen. I just don't know the legalities of it. So, if anybody's listening and you're the legalities of that, and
how many people are how many people, but people are gonna be like.
Yeah, you can. You
can. Don't worry. Fuck them. They can't. It's against your fucking. I'm a constitutionalist. I'm from Maine.
I know. So if somebody of actual knowledge is hearing this and can give me some insight, but according to the doctor that I spoke to today, he has plenty of patients that have contacted their unions who do same line of work essentially that I do, and they said was not an issue.
Any of them cops?
Are any of them cops? I don't know. I know tons of cops that smoke weed.
Really?
Tons.
Really? I
know tons of cops that do more than weed.
Well, no, that because because that doesn't stay in their system that long.
Right.
But weed stays in their system, so that's how they don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my fear. Stays in your system longer than anything. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I don't know how long it stays in my system.
I don't think long for some reason with you. I don't get it. But, so we were just talking about Nate Diaz, right? Nick Diaz is the perfect example. Before all that USADA guidelines changed, he paid the ultimate price, man. He basically gave up his career, right? He got a 5-year suspension.
Well, they reduced it. They reduced
3?
it. I don't know, but they reduced it. But he still didn't even fight anyway until after that.
Well, he fought once, right?
No.
Oh.
I don't think he fought even.
Oh, really?
After that, yeah. I mean, he's fought since then.
Yeah.
It was not that long ago.
And he lost. He fought.
Yeah, Robbie Lawler.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, that was after they would have. If he did get a 5-year suspension, it was after. It would have been after.
Oh, it would have been. I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
So,
Yep.
Yeah. So who knows?
Yeah.
But that was crazy. Yeah, 5 fucking years.
It was because Nick used to be the star. He was never Nate Diaz superstar level, but he was a star. Nate wasn't even fighting at the time. And now Nate has completely surpassed his brother by far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think there's still like Nick Diaz legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a legend.
No, there's like Nick Diaz like folklore out there. You know what I mean? Like they're like that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what do you mean? Explain.
No, just like how he fucking. I mean, I guess they're one and the same. They're very similar.
That fight where he clipped Robbie Lawler and Robbie was literally out on his feet for a second, and then he fucking came back through that flying knee. What a great fight that was. Then he fought overseas. Who did he beat? Yoshin Okami overseas?
Gomi.
Yes, Gomi, yes.
Oh, yeah. That was a fucking great fight, man.
Mm-hmm. It was. I don't think Gomi had been beaten up to that point, had he?
No, I think so.
Did he?
I think BJ beat him.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot BJ fought him, yeah. See, you're a plethora of fight knowledge over there, pal.
I better be.
You are, sir.
I'm not that much. I'm not that much. I know a little bit here and there.
You ever done Ariel Hawani show?
Yeah.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
He gets everybody, man. I didn't think Rampage liked him at all. I know that Rampage always talks shit to him and stuff, but I think recently he had Rampage on.
Yeah, no, they get along.
Yeah.
Rampage's funny, man. I hung out with him a couple times in Japan, actually.
Fucking hysterical, bro.
We did press tour together.
Did you?
He was cool. Cool as shit, man.
Seems like a cool dude.
Yeah.
I'd love to hang out with that guy.
He was funny, man. Fucking with all the people in Japan,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You want some candy? He's like, you want some candy? People are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's hysterical, man. I used to listen to him when he was on Stern years ago.
Rampage?
Rampage was on Stern, man.
Like often?
I remember, the only thing I remember, I'm 99% sure it was Stern, but the only thing I remember about the interview specifically was he was talking about all the people he's fought in his life, and he said something to the effect of, the only guy that still scares me is my brother, man. When I go home for like fucking holidays, I always got to fight my brother, man.
Yeah.
It was funny,
That's funny. Probably wasn't Rampage.
Him,
Different black guy. It's fucked up.
Here we go. You watch Bare Knuckle though? That was a good fight between
Perry and
Mike
MVP.
Perry, MVP. It was a great fight,
I just seen some of the highlights where he knocked down Perry.
Perry made it a dog fight, bro.
But he busted his nose. He busted him up too. Like,
Perry's
who won?
always
Oh, Perry
busted.
won.
Perry
all right,
won.
Yeah.
Perry won.
He was calling on everybody. He's fucking funny.
Yeah,
he's
crazy,
fucking
bro.
funny.
He's
dude.
entertaining as
Hell
fuck,
yeah,
bro.
man.
And he brings it. He brings everything.
Did you see the bare knuckle where the chick knocked the girl out, goes onto the top rope and flashes everybody?
No,
Yeah.
no, I didn't see
It's
it.
fucking pair of fucking fake tits. Not
Really?
Bad, not bad. I mean, you kind of can't see them, but you can tell they're not going nowhere. And she pulls them up. So
she wasn't a ring card girl. She
no,
won
she was the fighter. She knocked this bitch out and then jumps on the ropes and fucking pulls her titties out.
No way.
Yeah, funny as
No
shit.
way.
Yeah.
Who is the girl that just got beat? Tay Starling, right? Is that her name? She just got beat, I
I
think.
don't know. For what? And what?
Bare knuckle.
Oh, that was that.
Yeah,
Maybe that was that fight. I don't know.
No, she got no. The other girl that knocked her out was I'd never seen her before, but like neck tatted up. She looked like a fucking badass, and she was. She was more of a brawler style, but yeah.
Would you do that?
Would I do bare knuckle? Not at my age now. No, I can't fucking. I'd be lucky if I
would
want to.
Would you knock someone out and then run out and just pull your dick out?
No.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
If you were broke, obviously you've made some good financial decisions in your life. But if you were broke and you had a if you lost it all and you had a family to feed tomorrow,
what would I do? Is that what you're asking me?
What would you do?
What would I do?
What are the limits? And you fighting wasn't an option anymore. You're too
No,
old.
fighting's not an option.
Let's say you're too old to fight, or let's say you fucking got a career debilitating injury and you can't fight anymore. What do you do?
Don't say that, bro. Don't say that.
I'm giving you a fucking weird hypothetical.
I'm not even entertaining that hypothetical.
I'm giving you a weird hypothetical.
Not entertaining that one. Not entertaining that one. I don't like that one. But no, I thought you were asking me the question I asked. Our friend, and when I said, what would you do if you all lost everything?
What would you do? Yeah. No, that was a good. Too bad it didn't make the air, but that was a good question, and he had a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what would I do?
What would you do?
Rob Banks.
There was that.
Honestly,
UFC
listen,
guy.
I'll be honest. Yeah, Murray, Lee Murray.
Yeah.
I'll be on like the movie Heat and all that stuff. Like I would not love, but it would be cool. You have to rob a bank, to come up with a plan and execute it and all that stuff. Would be kind of fucking exciting, right? But you got to be willing to kill someone, which I'm not willing to do, obviously. Like someone that, something like that.
So the movie, obviously, great movie, The Town, right? It's all about robbing bank.
Yeah.
It was based on an era of time in Boston where like
there was a bunch of bank robberies.
There was a ton of bank robberies in a relatively short amount of time. You know what I mean? And that movie's kind of loosely based on that.
Charlestown, right?
Charlestown,
That's the town, right?
Yep.
It's part of Boston. It's like a Boston neighborhood.
I believe so. Yeah, Southie maybe. I forget.
Charlestown, that town. Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, loosely based on a time frame where a ton of banks were robbed in a short amount of time, and I think that also happened. Do you remember the bank robbery in L.A.?
I got the best way to rob a bank.
The two guys were shooting at the helicopter and stuff. It was the whole thing basically got aired out, and they had fully auto rifles. So maybe back in the early '90s, mid '90s, maybe. And you remember that? No, maybe it was later than that. Maybe it was early 2000s. I don't know. But anyway,
fucking Point Break. Come on.
Oh, dude, great movie.
Robbing banks.
those guys had robbed a whole bunch of banks, and they finally caught up with them, and it was a full-on shootout. And they actually took out a bunch of cops.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
No.
But yeah, I got the best.
That's why I can't rob a bank. I don't want to kill innocent people.
I got the best way to rob a bank.
What's the best way?
In Lakewood.
Okay, go ahead.
If they got a bank on one of the main streets,
I'm listening.
walk in there, just like the town folk. Go in there, make my robbery. Just you can't hit the vault. I don't want the vault. I just want the cash draw. Give me a bunch of cash draw.
You don't get away with enough with the cash draw. They literally keep maybe $10,000 in the cash draw.
All
You
right,
got
10. Yeah, 50 G's. I'm trying. You can't be greedy, bro.
That ain't retirement money.
I know there's not many towns like that.
No.
So listen, you do that. You bang, bang, bang. You go, you run it like it's another store. Just take all that shit off.
Yeah.
Walk away like fucking
Let me know how
Kaiser
that works out.
Soze.
Now, the dude that used to fight in the UFC, I think he only had 1 or 2 fights
Lee
in the
Murray,
UFC.
he was tough,
Bro,
dude.
that dude walked away with a lot of money. Obviously, he got caught.
Yeah.
He fought.
They're gonna make a movie about him.
That
I
was
think.
millions, bro.
Yeah.
That's like worth it, especially if nobody gets hurt.
Yeah.
But that's the problem. Like you said, you have to be
That's a
willing.
heist. That's like you gotta know some shit. Someone's gotta know.
You
something.
have to be willing to kill somebody. If you
Yeah,
go out.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm not willing to kill
No,
somebody.
not at
So
all.
not an innocent person. I'm willing to kill somebody, but they got to break into my house or something.
Oh, you're so tough, bro.
I'm not. You wouldn't kill somebody if somebody broke into your house. You wouldn't kill them. I would absolutely kill
I
them.
don't want to kill him.
What?
I don't want to kill anybody.
I don't want to kill anybody either. If someone broke into your fucking house to have bad intentions to your fucking family, you wouldn't kill them?
I mean,
You would kill them, bro.
I don't know.
Okay.
As long as they don't do nothing if they do something to my family, yes, I'd kill someone for sure.
I think
But in
there's
the process, I might not have to kill this guy,
I
and
think
he won't
there's
do nothing.
obvious, like if you're home, it's evident that you're home, your driveway's full of cars or whatever, and someone smashes your front door down, kicks your front, they're probably just not looking to try to steal something. People do that, if they think people. So you kind of know, like,
yeah, they're the crazy person,
right?
You got to bring enough. Yeah, I guess it depends on what kind of energy they're bringing.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm sure that all
yeah,
matters.
yeah.
Yeah.
If my kids are, if I'm laying in bed with my kids, which isn't that far away, I got a ranch. So my bedroom's pretty damn close to my front door, and someone kicks my front door down or comes storming through my front. I'm dead asleep, and my kids are dead asleep. I'm not going to be out and like, sir, are you here just to rob me, or are you here to injure my children?
No, but what would you do? Shoot him right away?
I have a gun readily accessible. I would draw down on them, obviously, and say, get on the fucking ground. If they charge me, came at me, whatever, I'm fucking filling them full of fucking bullets. No question asked.
Like, I got a gun pretty close. It's close. It's in a safe right next to my shit.
Right.
But I don't know. Sometimes.
Yeah. I don't want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming I'm not assuming. I will say get on the fucking ground, or if they run, I'm not shooting them in the back. But if they progress their position towards me and my children, I no question.
Bro, but I honestly, I think if you're thinking about it, someone like you said, fucking boom, bangs in the door, you fucking pull your gun, you shoot that motherfucker. That's probably what would be the most smartest thing to do, honestly.
I mean, you're in New Jersey, so you got to think about this and like what you're going to do. You literally have to think about this, but and articulate the situation well, obviously. But I would have to feel like I or my children were in.
That's what I mean. If someone's, I don't know. Let's hope it don't happen. Get a dog, bro. Get a dog, bro. Get a dog.
I'm not a good pet owner, not because I don't love pets. I owned a dog because I don't have enough time for a dog.
Yeah, I hear
you got 2 kids or 3 kids. They're older. They can out. You got Renee. Like, it's just me, bro. Like, I'm not going to be a good pet owner. You know what I mean?
Can't sneak up on someone with a dog.
I know. I would like the dog, but I just don't have enough time for a dog. So
You're a dog.
I am a dog. I'm the Tramp, baby. The Tramp.
All right, Raj.
All right, pal.
That's sufficient.
That's a good go.
Yeah.
You're happy with that?
Always a pleasure.
You're happy
Always
with
a
that?
pleasure.
Always, buddy. Always.
Yeah.
I had something else to tell you, but I'll save it for next time because I lost my train of thought. So we'll save it for the next one.
You lose your train of thought quite a
I'm
far.
not that bright, bro. I'm not that bright at all.
Train of thought. Is it like a choo-choo train?
I don't. There's
that what
got to
it
be.
means?
I'm sure you could Google that, and there's some meaning behind that expression.
Train of thought.
Lost my train of thought.
Because, your thoughts are on a train, like they're in each fucking caboose. Is that what that means?
I'm not sure if that's what it means or.
I lost my train of thought. It was or are you on a train and you're fucking that thought is on one train, and then what else? I don't know. You're fucking
One car, you mean? And you're on a different car?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's look it up, but we won't bother the viewers with looking that up. We'll look it up after the show.
Yeah.
All right, pal. Good go, buddy. Always appreciate you, sir.
Ciao.
All right.